You found Channel 13. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. This transmission carries with it nothing of value. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah, mine's not too good either.
My normal place was like really packed today, so I didn't go there. I was running late. I had to run out and grab beer, and I went to this shitty gas station that has like one nice beer, 6,000 flavors of White Claw, and then every beer that is like, get 20 box tops and get an American flag, god damn it, like that.
So did you get an American flag?
Yeah, did you get it
I
yet?
didn't get 20 box tops, obviously, you assholes. I only got one. I'll get there. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Yeah, just keep working towards it.
I'm
You gotta
going to.
earn that flag.
You do.
It's not given.
Welcome back to Drunken Horror, episode you.
7.
7.
No.
By episode
wait.
10, you'll have that.
No, Creep
No,
Show
it's not
part.
7.
Creep Show part. Well, yeah, I don't know because I don't know.
Creepshow
when the-
Part 2 is gonna be number 7.
No,
When
Creep Show
was
part
this?
2 is going to be 6 part 2.
Oh, you're doing like 6A and 6B?
Yeah, when we originally started, we
Let's talk
were
about the
doing
movie.
like Porno and Deathgasm were like our movies for the day, and so I
Sure.
made that episode 2 part 1 and part 2, which they should have just been different episodes. But when we're continuing the same like actual movie or like Creepshow the series isn't a separate episode 7, it's just because it's part 2, we're continuing a conversation on the same exact series, not Creepshow 1, Creepshow 2, Creepshow the series, Creepshow 3 are all separate episodes, but Creepshow the series is part 1, part 2. Does that make sense? But I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm going to get the babysitter out before this, because that's actually a pretty
Oh,
quick
yeah,
one.
that one.
Yeah, that's still
So
floating around
I
out
don't know
there.
when I'm going to shove that in there. I never know when I'm going to shove anything anywhere, to be perfectly honest.
One of these has to come out on the holiday itself.
Yeah,
So.
because we
Right.
got the fucking awesome Halloween episode out on the 6th. That would be today.
Good enough.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Orthodox Halloween.
whatever. The Simpsons Halloween episode was on the 1st.
What's that?
The Simpsons Halloween episode this year is on the 1st.
Yeah,
so
but they're always on
everything's askew.
Sunday. We actually
Right.
have control of when we do it.
Yeah, I'm trying to give us some benefits here.
Yeah. We actually did
What's
record
this
it in
us?
time.
You guys record,
We're a
hand me
team.
shitty video, and then I edit for 10 hours.
Hey, I hand you shitty audio too.
That's true. And sometimes you don't even
And
hand me
content.
video. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
hand me
that's true.
audio. Go, I don't know what happened.
I hit record. Well, back then, when you guys first started it, you would watch the movie together while drinking and then record. Correct?
Those-
That's
yeah,
how
the
that's how it
original.
was when I first started.
Yes, that was the first.
So
we
you
would-
guys watched a 4-hour movie while drinking and then tried to talk
4-hour
about
movie. What the fuck? That'll be
All
a
right.
lot better than this fucking nonsense. So we watched a
talk about-
lot of Friday the 13th.
Let's talk about the holiday.
A lot of Friday the 13th. What is, out of curiosity, I just want to go through this because I actually don't know. I do recall being told that the number 13 in our culture is bad because there were 13 at the Last Supper. Is this true? Is this why 13 and then Friday the 13th is like a thing? I don't actually know
it. That does make sense.
because
I mean,
what
those
ba-
are the amount of people.
Good Friday was
No,
on a
absolutely, yeah.
Friday, and then it's Friday the 13th, and so this actually does have some sort of BS.
I
I've
know
actually-
absolutely no truth to that, but it
I've
certainly
actually-
sounds reasonable, right?
Yeah,
now.
I've never heard anything like that. From what I knew, that there was originally 13 months, and in the 13th month, people would die a lot just because it was in the middle of winter, and so they ended up getting rid of the 13th month because they consider that number unlucky. Why Friday the 13th is a bad thing? I don't know.
Is
Friday
it?
the
Oh
13th,
yeah, that's right. It was a lousy March weather. I forgot about that.
Jason Voorhees was born on Friday the 13th, the character. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
Well, right, but it obviously comes from our fear of Friday the 13th.
Oh, Friday the 13th, right. That it's an unlucky day.
Is that it? Do they really say that that's his birthday in the movie?
It's July 13th is the characters. I don't think they ever really specify, but if you look up his bio,
Well, if it's the 13th, it's bound to come up.
sure.
I don't know if that was ever actually explicitly stated. I feel like that's something stupid add in like Jason X when they're looking at a computer and it says birthday, July 13th.
Probably.
And I guarantee you, if you actually looked at a calendar, they probably didn't go back to find out if that was even a fucking Friday the 13th. It just says July 13th, 1972. And they're like, Friday, July. And you go back and it's like a Wednesday. And they're like, fuck it. Who gives a shit?
Well, out of you just said Jason X. So that's is that the first one that has a name that's not Friday the 13th? Because it is officially Jason X, not Friday the 13th.
Right.
Jason
Yes,
X.
yes.
I
it's just
think
Jason X.
I think Jason Goes to Hell. Is
Yeah.
that? I think it's just called Jason Goes to
Jason
Hell.
Goes
I don't
to
think
Hell.
that's 9. Oh, it's called Jason Goes to Hell: The Final Friday.
Okay. Which it was a lie.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like 500 years of Fridays from that point on in Jason's future. Hey, so Friday the 13th started in 1307 because Philip VI of France arrested hundreds of the Knights Templar that day.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
there you are.
And then somehow Jason Voorhees is based on
And then
that.
Jason Voorhees was born on July 13th, you said, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1945, something like that.
1945. It was like
No,
1984. He was supposed to die when he was 13 or something.
I know, it
Oh
makes
no,
sense.
he was
Which-
a grown man in the second one.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
He
He's
died.
dead.
yeah.
He's a ghost, right? He's
Yeah.
dead. So
He's
should
a
he
zombie.
not
He
grow?
was, no. He's
Is
a
he a
zombie
zombie?
later. He survived his drowning and like lived as a scared person in the woods. He's like a normal person
In the second one.
in the second one, and that's I don't remember how he dies in the second one. By the third one, people always say he becomes the zombie in 6 when he's the lightning strikes and he's woken up. But like he takes a fucking axe to the goddamn head in 3. So
In
at that
3.
point,
Yeah.
he's a zombie, and he's like a
I'm-
fucking weird
He
monster.
comes back
in
from
4.
the dead. They leave him for dead at the end of 3, like the cops do, because he's just a dead body. Like he's
Sure.
most certainly dead.
Right.
So
He
he's
took
a
an axe to
monster
the
now.
head.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he's a straight up monster in 3.
And by 8, he is a deadite because they do show in 8 that he has the Necronomicon, and that's the book that was used to make him. It's the literal Necronomicon. So he is part of Evil Dead lore at that point for some fucking reason.
Awesome.
Only because New Line Cinema bought the distribution rights to Evil Dead in 1984. So
That's awesome.
it is the weirdest thing. They seemingly ignore everything in 8. There's no... Friday the 13th started basically... I mean, Sean Cunningham will tell you that they just wanted to recreate the success of Halloween. They saw Halloween did well, and it's like... It's like a person with no fucking visual talent made Halloween. It is exactly what that is. And whatever they couldn't make up with, they were like, here's tits. Right? Like, oh, what would John Carpenter do here? I have no idea. He actually had like a lighting guy he always worked with, and he gave a shit about his movies. I don't care about these movies. I care about money, and I care about the fact that all these actresses put my penis somewhere in their body to get into this movie. Have them take their shirts off.
Do you think Kevin Bacon did that?
Of course
I
he
think, yeah. Kevin Bacon
Maybe.
puts a penis anywhere.
He gets the arrow in that first one. That's
Yes.
Kevin Bacon, right? Yeah, that's an awesome part.
That's pretty much
I
what
wanna
everybody
ask, though-
remembers. And then the
Yeah,
little
that's
twist
it.
ending, which is actually, if they left it there, okay. And the
The first
little
one?
jump scare, the little shark Jaws jump scare at the end where,
Comes out of
she
the water.
dreams that...
I really like
she
the
gets pulled in
POV
water.
of the first one.
Yes.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. Which Jason is behind you, Mark? Do you know?
As in from which movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3, but it might not be.
No, I thought you said it's
Oh no,
hotter.
it's clean hotter, so it's
It's got to
he
start in
looks huge.
7 or later.
7. Yeah, 7.
And
or later.
that's not 7, Jason. That might be Takes Manhattan. I think that's 8.
Oh, I forgot about Manhattan.
How do you
that?
forget about Takes Manhattan? When they allude to the fact that New York has at night toxic waste flow through the
God, I
the
forgot about
sewers at midnight every night, and for some
Yeah.
reason he turns back into a little deformed or non-deformed boy now. It took away
Right.
his deformities and took away everything,
He's cured.
and they just leave him. They don't
He
even like
likes to
help him
shrink
out. He's
back
still
to baby.
shivering.
He does that a few times. He likes to do that.
But turns into a little baby.
Yeah.
Little
When
baby
does it, when
Jason.
else does he do that?
Freddy
Freddy
versus
versus
Jason
Jason.
in the water.
Well,
boiler
right, but
room
that's
water
a
scene.
dream.
That's a
shit.
dream. Yeah.
That's Freddy overpowering him, like, mentally. So he brings him back to his little boy. He's, like, picking at his fears. It is not toxic waste blown through the sewers of New York. Scratching my balls. Toxic waste blown through the sewers of New York and then reverting him to a child and also taking away his birth defects, which was apparently one melting eye over here.
Yeah.
It's
It
definitely
made no
bad.
sense because I thought, like, in the first one, he was just kind of slow. Like, I didn't think he was, like, deformed.
No,
by
when he
any-
jumps
like,
out,
wasn't
it shows him
sloth or
deformed.
anything.
It shows him deformed in the first
Okay.
one. When he jumps out.
Yeah, I guess you don't really
Yeah.
see him until the end of the first one because it's his mom the entire time, right?
Yes.
His mom getting vengeance. But mom all of a sudden grows like to be like 6'4" and huge, because that's what Jason is in the first one.
No, he's not in the first one. It never shows anyone who's killing.
Well, I thought they do. I thought they
No.
actually still show him.
No, in the second one, he has the
Okay.
bag over the burlap sack.
Oh,
over
Yeah,
one
that's
yeah.
right.
eyeball.
That's right.
Because he doesn't get his. He doesn't get
get
the
the hockey
iconic
mask.
mask until 3, like midway through.
Yeah, he picks it up.
Because the guy brought a bunch of masks and one of them was a hockey mask. And then it was just like, well, that's what we're doing now. Fuck it.
That's the one, yeah. I like when he flashes it in part 3 too, when he shows his face to the girl out the window. She's like, it's my ugly mug under this thing.
I like it in 8, actually. That's still like a clever part where he's just walking down the street and he kicks over someone's, like those guys on the streets, like boombox. And they're like, hey, what the fuck, man? And he turns around, just lifts his mask, and they're like, okay. It's just Oh my god. Okay, so just like as an overview of these movies, I'm going to tell you, I didn't rewatch 5 because I hate 5. I didn't rewatch 4, and I love 4. I know it sounds stupid. I actually do enjoy Kane Hodder as Jason. He does a very good job. I like the idea of listening. Generally, when I listen to people talk about the parts they played, we're like, I wanted to find Jason. Like, I don't want to listen to this shit. But when he's like, I started doing things like he started like the turning of the head, then turning of the body. Like he's almost just like kind of like a robot that just needs to kill.
Yeah.
And he's got like that. He does that like heavy breathing where he like kind of like flexes and it gives him much more movement and life, even though he's not just this stompy idiot going through the woods, which he is.
Good movement coach. I mean, you kind of need that when your character doesn't talk and just
But he actually
roams around and kills things.
What the fuck is that guy's name in 4?
So Kane is the he's been Jason since what? 7? You said?
7. No, and
So
then he's not in Freddy versus Jason.
No, Kane Hodder. His last one was Jason X.
Did he quit or did he get canned?
No, they went over him because Robert Englund is so tall. They got someone that's like 4 inches taller, so he really stood over Freddy Krueger because
Right.
They couldn't have faked that with movie magic. I don't know. That doesn't make any
It
sense.
was-
That's
dude, it was
obviously
like a
not
whole
the
thing.
reason.
that
just
movie
stand in a box.
actually would have done better. A lot of people kind of abstained from watching in the theaters so they could show their like support of Kane Hodder.
If Robert Englund was not Freddy in that, if you switch those roles, that kind of situation, I would not have seen it. It wouldn't have been Freddy versus Jason.
Well, I mean,
I guess it's different though because there's only. I mean, how many of you are they different up until 7 and then repeats?
Yes, I don't think anybody played Jason twice.
Well, Kane Hodder did. I mean,
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm saying
minus him.
before Kane
before
Hodder.
him. Oh yeah, I think they. I mean,
Yeah, I
obviously-
guess never mind. I guess it's not the same thing of like a Robert Englund.
Well, I mean,
But-
Robert Englund has speaking
He's-
lines, and you see his face
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. So
Right.
Right, but he's also been the only one.
But there
Sure.
is like they talk about that in the Never Sleep Alone thing where they tried to replace Robert Englund in the second one, and they have all
yeah.
this stuff, and he just, I'm Freddy Krueger, and like they were just like, all right, this doesn't work. I mean, he's like a thespian. Ted
No,
White.
he is.
Ken White. Ted White. Ted White is
Ted
4.
White. Okay.
And he's just like an old man. He's like they're all stuntmen, right? It's just
Right.
like, we're going to light you on fire. We're going to kick you off a bridge. Fuck you. And he was just like an old man. I think he was like 50 or 60 or something. But he's just got a great personality to that Jason that I really enjoy. He runs and stuff. So it's actually like fun to watch, not just like some girl.
Falling everywhere.
Yeah, like, oh my God, here's my panties. 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 Oh my God, here's my panties.
I guess they actually probably said that line in Jason X when he's in the simulator and those two when like he does.
That's one of the best scenes of the whole movie.
It's one of the hands down one of the best
He's
scenes
just-
of Jason X.
I mean, beating the sleeping bags. It's great.
Yeah, he just took it. And he's bored with it because he's not getting proper house. He just turns to the tree.
So good.
But like I can't watch 4 because I fucking hate Corey Feldman. Like I have a grand hatred for I don't like the Lost Boys because I fucking hate Corey Feldman. I fucking hate Corey Haim. I hate the Coreys. I hate the movies they're in, and I don't give a shit. I don't care. Lost Boys fucking sucks because I have to look at Corey Haim's like, eh.
That's 4?
Yeah, was that the one shot by the porn guy? I'm pretty sure that was 4 or 5. There was like a guy that was just like literally did straight up porn, like the director. Yeah, that was because Ted White like threatened to walk off the movie if he left this girl. He just like left this girl in freezing water and wouldn't let her out, and she was like screaming and crying. And Ted White like went and pulled her out of the water. Is like, I'll fucking leave if like you make her do any more of this. This is ridiculous.
No, this is a Friday the 13th movie. We're not looking for putting the actors into character there.
Right, you really need
the
to
full
feel,
nuance.
I need to see your fear. They canceled the new one. They almost hit 13, and it. Did you guys see the reboot?
Wait. Yeah. So there's a remake.
Yeah.
There's one remake, or is there a story after one?
No, it's just a remake. It's a remake of one.
It's a remake reboot.
Kind
one
of,
of those
yeah.
because he already
Yeah.
has a lore. I think like they're telling the story of Jason, but it kind of adds. It's one of those that adds elements and kills from old ones because like they do like at the end she puts on he takes the one girl because he thinks it looks like his mom, and at the end she puts on the sweater and she does the same thing at the end of 2 where she's like, now Jason,
Yeah.
you go poop in the toilet, boy, wipe your butt. That would have been better, and just watch Jason like take
I
a
would've watched
growler
that.
for an hour and a half.
Say what?
Some guy literally has sex with a
I
girl
would, yeah.
in this movie and says, your tits are stupendous.
Mm-hmm.
Where
He
that?
does. Yeah. Yeah, they were nice.
She
But
paid
it
a
was
lot
like-
for him.
Yeah. It was just in the middle of, going at it. He should have given her a high five for it, too. Rocket boobs.
But like they almost hit 13, and then they canceled it. It was supposed to be coming out a few years ago, and it just never made it. They never hit 13. Like the original remake was 12, and then they failed it.
And and so they're just like, never mind.
Fuck it.
Which is funny because I even heard that they were supposed to make it Freddy vs. Jason Part 2. But I feel like at this point, it's just...
I
I
watch
feel
it.
like that's like kid lore. Like that's just
Yeah.
like urban legend. Like
Yeah,
we're
but
gonna
that's
have
what
that
Freddy
going.
vs. Jason was for 30 years. They'll
Exactly what I was
probably
going to say. It's the exact same thing.
They'll
yeah.
probably drag poor Robert Englund's corpse out of the grave 30 years from now, scan
Seriously.
it, and then put him in digitally and make Kane Hodder, a 20-year dead Kane Hodder and Robert Englund slap at each other for fucking 2 hours.
Really, they could just
And
slice
Freddie
up,
Mercury can come in and sing a song. They're just like, we don't even need actors anymore. Look at this shit. They signed their lives away for us, for their decadent pedophile lifestyles.
Like all the weird podcasts that Ben's going to cut all these things up into. Like our friend's podcast. Now we have a Q podcast.
If any of us actually try to do anything like remotely productive with our lives, he'll use all of that to black.
Yeah, that's going to be a big concern of mine.
Right.
Right,
Mark
I got that-
Thomas is
I got-
running for president.
Yeah. Mark Thomas is doing the bare minimum in life. Yeah, you know what? I skipped 2 meals because I wasn't going to the fridge. I don't even care. I read online if I moved less, I needed less food. I'm saving money, and I don't gotta fucking do nothing.
I'm gonna drink some dead baby Pepsi.
All right. So as a whole, I don't give a shit about Friday the 13th at all. I just don't. I don't like. They have their moments. As we get into these, I do want to show who's to blame first. So, Mark, you are to blame for Jason X. Dave, you are to blame for Freddy versus Jason, which I'm assuming I am going to get in a very big argument with you when you try to tell me it's a real film. And I picked Friday the 13th, Part 3. I wanted 7.
Film.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's a gorgeous piece of cinematic masterpiece.
Now I'm just taking. If you don't think that, I'm taking the opposite stance. I'm gonna just say it's like a great.
Oh, you just want to argue it?
Yeah. I'm just
it's a fucking beautiful hour and a half of my life.
Yeah. Babe, don't smoke after we fuck. I gotta kiss that shit.
God, that dude.
That dude has a life.
There's not one redeeming quality about him, which you need in a character somewhere.
Not in a murder victim. Who cares? He's a piece of meat. I wanted to pick 7, so I do want to talk about 7 for a little bit, because that is the first one I remember thinking, like, I remember seeing. I'd seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I'd seen Child's Play at that point. Child's Play played on like TV, like USA or something.
Okay, wow.
Maybe.
That's how I saw Child's
Or
Play.
HBO. No, HBO.
Okay, that makes sense.
We had HBO. And I saw that like a Halloween night. I came home and I was just like watching it. My mom's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Child's Play. It's about a spooky doll." And then she was like, "Okay." I think they should have done a Friday the 13th where Jason was a little baby Jason doll that you could fuck. Just comes with a wet hole installed. Like soaked
Like
with pond water.
It's always wet.
Yeah, pond water. The old pond water Jason doll. So 7 is like that weird. It's so weird. Like that weird psychic thing.
Yeah, it's terrible. Have you watched it recently?
Yeah, I rewatched it, and it's just.
I think I fast forwarded the last 10 minutes of it, just be like, okay, how the fuck does this end? Because I was like, this is getting unwatchable. I think it's one of the worst Friday the 13th. Yeah, and it was at the time when, I don't know, when did that come out? Like late 80s, early 90s, where like, I don't know. It seemed like there was a little fad there for a while where there was like mind control and telekinesis was pretty cool in horror movies.
Well, I think it's just like, what the fuck do we do? How do we bring Jason back? Oh, a psychic girl tries to bring her dad back to life, who she killed, and they apparently, as you find out at the end, in a 10-foot deep lake, never bothered to pull his fucking body out of it. Because he comes out and pulls Jason. He just comes out in a sweat, like a 80s dad sweater. Like he just went playing tennis. He's just like, "Don't touch my daughter." And then I assume just hugged Jason up, got in his pond water hole, and just held him there. And they're like, "We dragged the lake." Where?
Good fight.
Like right under the dock, because that's where he came out of. No, he's not there. Did you look? We're not looking for it, lady. Just go home and stop coming to this place. He just sleeps.
She kills her dad, right? She has Jason.
She gets angry. No.
Yeah, because her dad's beating her mom. We're getting way too much into 7, and we're not going to even talk about 7. It's terrible. It's a terrible.
She gets mad at her dad because he slaps her mom. She's like, "You hurt mommy again," and then
and then Jason comes out of the water and takes dad in.
No,
the whole dock blows up.
No, she breaks the dock on accident, like angrily, and he falls in, and then she also has a story where she saw Jason. I don't remember if that's the same night or whatever, but Tommy Jarvis at the end of 6 is the weirdest one. At least 5 is stupid, and they tried to do like the Halloween 3 where they're like,
he goes
random
to space
people
in 2455.
Right.
That's most certainly the weirdest one.
That's by far the best one.
No, the weirdest one is the one where like the paintball match, they're playing like weird, goofy, like
yeah.
It's like midday and Jason's just walking around the woods.
To me,
they're making like, what's that Private Benjamin movie or whatever, like with Goldie Hawn. It's so like they're playing like weird 80s comedy music and doing paintball. But that's what it reminds me of. It's like Swamp Thing 2. They're just constantly playing like weird like everything's a joke. The drunk weird dude talks right into the camera and it's just like, thanks for your money, assholes. It's
there
like
you go. Pushing the fourth wall there.
I
It's
don't
art, Mark. It's art.
That's art.
I don't understand 6, and then 7 is just like 7 has a psychic. Fuck it, it's space. If you say it's 3,000 years from now,
That's what I love about
shit.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. I actually like them all. They're all shitty and terrible, but you know they're funny. They're a good time
in their own way.
Right. I think to me, like I never really got big into Nightmare on Elm Street just because Freddy just talks too fucking much and he gets annoying after a while. Or Jason's just straight up killing people. There's boobs and death. That's great.
Boobs
Yeah,
and
Freddy
death.
doesn't have the nudity, so you don't have that in that.
You know, I picked 3 because of the 3D shit, and we'll get to that. And that's more of just like an oddity of the era that happened, and it still happens today, and we'll get into it. But as far as it goes, I don't care about these movies. I don't really get them, I guess. I just don't get like tits, fuck death, death, just repetitive.
It's the
It's not the 80s, it's
horror.
also the 90s, and it's the 2000s,
Well,
and
it
it's the
started
fucking...
in the 80s.
I get it, but, like,
You didn't.
We're just gonna make
The
slasher.
90s stopped needing nudity. The 90s were the one that stopped having horror movies.
6 has no nudity. 6 has none. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah, well, yeah, 90s horror movies became a little bit more...
Yeah, they stopped. They started
cerebral.
making them more for the mainstream.
Right. Where back in the day, it was just like, you know, you take... they're for high school kids, and you take your date, and you go see this stupid, scary movie, and it'd be a slasher movie.
Yeah, you cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn, you stick your dick through the popcorn, and you deal with the hot butter just dripping down your balls, because someone's going to touch your dick tonight. Maybe. What if she's like, I don't like popcorn?
Not you.
What if she said she doesn't like popcorn? You're just like, well, shit.
You buy some juicy fruits and you improvise.